what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth.
Poor Navia. Oh, I forgot I was not on autoplay.
If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me.
Aww.
And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
Bless her.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle.
I don't know if he's a
Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
And there is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one? Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop
either. It sus to me.
She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena,
is actually Shogun copy.
There
Not
was
only does she like
one choice
have the Shogun vibes with the tits and everything, she
It's
also
not that
kills
I don't
people.
Understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force
You
yourself
don't know
to
how
do
she
that.
feels, Paimon.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Let's see.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. I want to eat.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Okay, I feel bad for her now. I don't care. Like, I'm not pulling for her because she's a duo character. If she was like Hydra, then I would pick for her. But
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
I mean, also
I did
with
some
Relice's
investigating
clothes,
yesterday
Eve looks
regarding
quite
the name
smart,
Vache.
but I think the suit's a bit plain. I
so
love
you
how
didn't
much
sleep at
detail
all?
Navia has to the all like the gems all
How
over
could
her.
I after having such
And
critical
her
new
hair
evidence
and her hat
appear?
as well. They've just all got intricate detail.
Guess Paimon
The rest of
wasn't
the outfit
speaking for
hasn't
everyone
got too
just
much
now,
detail.
huh?
But obviously any Genshin character in a suit looks so
Unfortunately,
well.
this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine, and that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Why is she sad about that? Oh, look at all of this. There you go. Okay, the truth. But I remember, like, I was watching like YouTube shorts. This thing came up, like, maybe saying, "Oh well, it started raining when my father died, and like started to rain." Like, and he like was like friends with my dad, something like that. I can't remember exactly. But
The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
I'll switch to traveler, so it's more like a student. Yeah. I thought I'd be at the court of Fontaine. Oh well, then that just makes things easier. Oh. Why are we here? Oh, traveler pointed. That's a bit rude.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy. So please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right, then. I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Oh, now they let us inside. Even though they just said about official business. Oh.
Please come in.
Oh. And just like that, we're in. There he is, the man of the hour.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unlike Farina, but we could just go in and you'd be okay with it. Farina's like, there's like a large queue. You can wait behind the queue.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right, then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
That was a bit tense.
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
She changes so quickly. From Monsieur Neuvillette to Monsieur Chief Justice, and just storms out just like that. I mean, I don't blame her, but still.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Oh.
Rain. It's raining.
Is he crying?
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great. Let's go then.
I love this story, how it's going. But no wonder it's... But I thought it was crying because of Nicolette, but if that's not the case, then what if Nicolette's like the person who like, I don't know, tried to wash away the evidence? I don't know. It's kind of confusing. That's okay. Hopefully it'll get it revealed in the rest of the quest instead of me theorizing about what could happen.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
Let me be in there in the world, that's what you're talking
There's
about.
no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our tastes in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest.
Right, I'll be right back, guys.
It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula
I'll leave
had
it
a
on
glorious
autoplay until it stops.
Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Right, I'm back. Okay, let's continue. I didn't see the last bits of dialogue, but it's fine. Ooh, I don't know. Where's that Hydroculus? Is it saying it's here? Oh, I did not mean to jump down that far. Oh! That's actually down there? Oh my god, it is. How did I miss that? Maybe I missed it when I was trying to do the time trial. I need to check if I've done all the time trials, but I'm pretty sure I haven't. No, I don't even need to check. I know I have. Oh, you can't break the barrels. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Oop.
Yep, they might have it good for a while, but it ain't gonna last.
Oh? Oh, I've got to go on the ship. Off we go then. Wait, is it Hydroculus here apparently? And when I get it, let's have a look. Let's see it. Don't interact with dialogue. Don't interact with dialogue. Of course, that has no hitbox on it. Yay! Right. Oh, okay, there you go. My mic is on.
Maloose, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Maloose? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, if you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse.
Poor Hutao.
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. We planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene. Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning.
Very useless as well.
I think this third person
useless
is probably the key
if
to
you
the
have
full
seen
truth.
like pulling for healers,
On that note, however,
why you
even
still
though
need a
this
healer
will
on
not
the other
please
half?
you, demoiselle,
like, for
as
this
you're and your
example,
father's butler, I must
you
still
can't just
offer a
have
word
one
of
healer,
warning.
you have to have at least 2.
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
So you do need healers.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and there is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back
isn't that easy.
and give up on the
For
case.
you, yes, but for
if that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
So basically part 1 is about,
This is indeed the best moment to act.
Okay, a minute.
Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
The first part's about Lenny and Lynette, and then the second part's more about
So you
Navia.
do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict, but once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss.
Aww.
To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the Unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol.
Yeah, I only have 31. I think I've
if
less than that
Boss's
this
spirit
time.
could hear
The only
you
cut
telling
wise
me
the spinning
that
boss
you
I
want to
can't
find the answer for the sake of everyone
I'll
involved,
have to go in with a better team.
I'm sure he'd be
I don't think it's either one of
extremely
you top
proud.
half. Because I thought,
That fool.
Because I thought I'd be fine with it.
Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely
There's a lot of
because
crying in this Archon
he never
quest.
thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me?
It wasn't, it was
and
rare.
what if I was never
We were all
able
shocked
to
when
make
he
it to
started
where I
crying.
am now?
But no, if he is crying on a daily basis. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't play him, like I said, but
I
no
suppose
one's really
that's
cried in
true.
Genshin.
With the way
Okay,
he'd
that's a
set
full
things
12
up,
and
if I
Steve's
had
like,
wanted,
yeah, that's
I
enough
could have
for
just
my family.
lived out my life
Yeah,
without
I
a
did
care
not
in the
stop. I
world.
still wanted to try and get the
But
last
thankfully,
star.
he rarely
But
talked to me about
412, like,
complex
on
matters,
the,
and thus
pad.
understood little of me as a person.
So, yeah.
In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specific. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous... There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of... But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
Look at how many
I am the
stars I got
butler,
before.
after all.
I don't think
I live but to serve the boss and demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping...
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be... When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed... The first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. The boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around, with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Let's go.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
I hope so. Oh! No, not another expected gadget type thing. What is that? I don't believe that's just a coincidence. They've gave us another expected gadget book. That's one.
Why would it be... Who would have imagined that people could really turn into water? Here we go again, trying to crack an impossible case. All proof and no motive. And that's why only the two of them can perform this trick. We all heard that noise, didn't we? Who would have...
Okay. Look, I get to keep these records unless they get rid of them at the end of the quest. So I don't know how many stars now. So I was gonna check, didn't I? 31. I got the same as you. 31. And then I stopped. So we're both missing 5.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
That guy looks so angry. Oh my god.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mura and
Feel
support.
bad now. What's going
I
on?
understood your guilt
I'm a
and
bit lost
apology
at
to
this
be
point.
genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
Oh my gosh, Gal,
I didn't
shut
know how
up.
to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
I'm sorry. I
That
appreciate the
girl's so
sentiment,
vengeful.
but you don't have to
She's
carry
like,
all
oh
that
my
guilt.
gosh, she don't know how it feels.
On the matter regarding
when
my
her dad's
husband,
dead too.
my daughter and I
Not
have
spoiled.
more or
Not
less
spoiled,
found
but-
our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was
You gotta
earned
get in
through
the game
others'
now,
suffering.
guys. But
He told me
Probably won't
countless
shoot for the rest
times
of
that
the
if
day
he could
'cause
turn
it's
back the clock, he
Won't
would
take too
never
long,
go into the
guys.
synth.
May as well end it there. I'll see you guys later.